local government politics now, and let's discuss local government issues. And Ditsobotla Municipality in the northwest is beyond repair. That's what we are told. And that's according to the Deputy Cooperative Governance Minister, Obed Bapela. Well, it's led to the municipality being disbanded during an executive council meeting on Tuesday. The municipality is also unable to render services as its finances have been withheld. It's understood the decision to disband will be appealed. Let me take you to eNCA's Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who has more on that story. He joins me now for an update from Lichtenburg in the northwest. So, Pule, it is a drastic step and quite, an indictment for the Deputy Cooperative Governance Minister to describe the Ditsobotla Municipality as being beyond repair. But it would seem not everyone agrees that it has reached that point.
Yeah, Tulas, I mean, you'd also recall how we've come here on several occasions to report on poor service delivery issues as well. You'd remember during the State of the Province address by Premier Bushima, he did say that he would be establishing a COGTA committee which would look into the affairs of some of the notoriously known municipalities which were underperforming, Ditsobotla being one of them. This is the very same area in Lichtenburg where, you remember, Clover was threatening to actually vacate and leave this area due to poor service delivery. It's not the only one. We've also established that there's been other factories as well dealing with cement actually, who have been threatening to leave the area as well. And this speaks to the issues of poor service delivery. It has now reached boiling point, and of course this has been caused by various issues, including misusing of money, flagrant corruption, and of course other matters. But to give us clarity around this, we're joined by Tsolofelo Matibedi, who speaks on behalf of the MEC of COGTA, Linamicha, in this province. Tsolofelo, thank you very much for joining us on eNCA and making time. Now, one will say that, this has come too far right now, and hence this decision to disband the council within this municipality. What led to this point, and why did you take this decision?
Like what you said in your intro, there was a troika that was put in place by the Premier Bushima, which was made up of the MEC for. It was led by my MEC for cooperative governance, but was then the MEC for Treasury was part of it, and the MEC for COGTA, Mr. Selolehara, was part of that. So that was to look at problematic municipalities, which you then indicated that Ditsobotla was one of those. So they started by trying to, because financial management has always been a problem in a lot of municipalities. So when they went in, they started with Section 154 to try to get them, to do their finances the way they're supposed to. So they went to the municipalities that were problematic. It was 5 municipalities. So Ditsobotla was one of them. But some municipalities turned the corner. The teams from Treasury that went there were able to work with them to help them to get their finances in order. But there's 2 municipalities that remained problematic, if one can put it that way, and Ditsobotla is one of those. So, Ditsobotla, there's been engagements with the MECs, the 3 MECs, wherein the 3 MECs actually pointed it out that, guys, you are treading on very thin ice, and what you might have, what you might see happen is your total disbandment. Not that they didn't know that this was coming. They were told. They were told previously that this is what will be the direct result of you not pulling up your socks, because you are new councillors. Don't let the problems that bedeviled the previous council to be your downfall. Try to ensure that as the new council, you try to do things the way you are supposed to. You try to basically deliver services to the people, because that's your mandate. That is it. That's the one thing that you're supposed to do. But unfortunately, Ditsobotla failed to do that basic thing, to deliver services to the people. So that's why at the end of the day, because as I said, there have been engagement. There've been, it wasn't just one morning or one evening, the executive committee just woke up and say, we're going to. No, it wasn't. It was a process that was ongoing, that had to do with involving the council itself, involving the role players in the municipality itself. And at the end of the day, obviously the MEC had to get concurrence with EXCO to say, you know what, EXCO, you have said that we as the MECs in the cluster, in the governance and administration cluster, should work with Ditsobotla and the other municipalities to try to see if we cannot turn the tide or turn the corner in those municipalities.
Yeah. So just to interject, there's also been now this whole issue of those who are under the municipality trying to appeal this decision. They have the view that there wasn't enough consultations, members of the public were not made aware, but of course you've said that there were consultations. There's an appeal on the table. What's your next way? What do you think would happen from now onwards, now that they're planning to interdict this whole move?
You know what, Pule? Everybody, as a South African, you are allowed to go to the courts if you feel aggrieved. So they are within their right to do that. But as you might know yourself, you've been here. You've heard stories of, a team from the Auditor General being chucked out of the municipal offices. Yeah. You've heard stories of security companies against security company where a person was shot, dead. You've heard stories, there's ever so many stories that, it's a chronicle of Ditsobotla, or one can call it Ditsobotla Chronicles. So basically, you are saying you were not consulted, but there's been consultation with you. You've had consultation with the 3 MECs. You've had consultation with the MEC for COGTA. You've had, virtual meetings and all sorts of meetings to say, guys, you know what? Try to get your house in order, because at the end of the day, it's the communities that are suffering. The communities are the ones that end up not getting services.
And just to come there, I mean, I've spoken to some of the residents here. I just arrived like 4 hours ago. There hasn't been water for 9 days. Trash has not been collected. There are issues of now, yes, there's load shedding, stage 6, but there's also, ongoing power cuts randomly in this municipality without residents not being aware of what's going on. What's the next step for the residents in this area? Because they are in the dark. They don't know what's going on. They want to know when service delivery will actually come into play. I mean, just meters from here, there's potholes all over. It's a ghost town. It's a mess.
That's what I'm saying. Service delivery has been hampered, and service delivery has been the biggest loser in this place. That's why if you've been listening to what has been said by the new ANC leadership, it has been saying that they'll be stepping up, they'll be going to municipalities, they'll be trying to fix things at municipal level. And this, I think, because obviously for this step to be taken, you should obviously the EXCO has got to find concurrence with the ANC. And I think obviously because of what they've been saying, even after being elected, they've been talking about issues of trying to ensure that service delivery happens. So this is one way of saying, you know what, if you as legislators or as legislators at the local sphere of government are not willing to do what is your basic, these communities voted for you to service them. That's basically what has happened. The very people that have voted you in to service them, you're not servicing. So what do you want to stay in? Why should we keep you?
Okay. So with the administrators coming in, do you believe that the progression of service delivery will come into play? Are there time frames? Because it seems like it's urgently needed for these residents who are frustrated here.
Yeah, well, the administrators, when they come in, they'll try to see what's happening. They'll try to, because obviously, that we've got a 90-day period wherein elections have got to happen, wherein new councillors have got to come in. But obviously, they would have to come in at a point where the playing field has been leveled, or the ground has been, the administration team has looked at what the old councillors did wrong, where are the holes, what is it that would have to be done first, and all of those things. And obviously when the new councillors come in, then they'll give them that sort of report to say, as we went to Ditsobotla, this is what we found. Yeah. These are the biggest holes. This is where you need to respond with urgency and all of those things. And we're hoping that that will happen, so that at least there's a seamless exchange once the new councillors come in and the new, administration, if one can call it that, then comes in and takes over in Ditsobotla.
Something we'll continue to monitor. Thank you very much. As Ditsobotla Municipality, of course, speaking on behalf of the MEC for COGTA, Lena Mecha. I can tell you right now, Tula, this is one municipality which is riddled by a lot of issues. One which has 2 municipal managers on the payroll. You can just imagine there's a lot of political squabbling happening here, infighting, and of course the battle for tenders when it comes to the security sector in this municipality. Just a lot that's unbearable, but residents bearing the brunt of these shenanigans in this municipality. We'll continue to give you rolling coverage of what's unfolding here in this area in Lichtenburg.
Yeah, thank you for that update. That's eNCA's Pule Letshwiti-Jones there with that update on the situation in the Ditsobotla Municipality in the Northwest.